biggest thing for YouTubers is Patreon. There is a certain way you should go about doing it. You should have a certain number of subscribers and XYZ on your channel, a certain amount of content before you do it, but it's good to set it up in the beginning and just have it there for when you need to use it.
It's about solving the problem. And especially if you're upfront with people, hey, I use ChatGPT to write a lot of this. Wink, all of this. So, it's like, hey, if people are okay with that, then what is wrong with using ChatGPT? There's nothing, I don't think, because most things in this world are full of crap and people buy it. If you offer any kind of service or sell a product, whatever the case may be, I think that's a great reason to start a YouTube channel. 5 ways to make money on YouTube for small creators by a couple of small creators.
Very small.
Yep. Affiliate marketing, number 1. So, first way you can start making some money, which admittedly, if you don't have a large audience, the numbers may not be huge, Correct. However, depends on your niche. Affiliate marketing. So they're like the links that you leave in your description. People can click on them. You make a commission off of it. And again,
they buy from those links.
If they click the links and buy from them. But again, you are either being very helpful or you're selling, because people will generally don't click down in that area unless you tell them to. So You're either going to have to sell it in your video. Hey, go click the links in the description, or you're going to have to be super helpful in whatever you're talking about to where they want to go click down there. And you still just probably have to mention it because, hey, what I'm talking about, the links are in the description.
Yeah, because people aren't going to know if you don't talk about it.
Exactly. So we're talking about money, so hopefully most people are okay with having to sell something. Not like a huge overly, you're not a sales guy. You're not doing an infomercial at 3 a.m, but you are having to mention that, hey, I'm here. We have to accept that we're here to make money as we go forward with this conversation, right?
That is correct.
So okay, so yeah, affiliate marketing. Amazon's Associate Central program is the easiest and the freest system there is, and Amazon's widely used. It's super free. Like, you just have to. Because I signed up for it, and you just put when you go to Amazon, once you sign up for it, it's free. You just have to give them your YouTube link, and they'll give you. So then from there, when you sign into Amazon, it will be your Amazon will kind of change. It'll give you like this extra bar at the top, to where when you're on a page of an item, you can click your bar and you can click the button, and it'll give you a link. Okay. And from there, you just add that link into your YouTube description. You know what I mean? So. And you get a commission, and the commissions are different based on whatever the items are. Like every category on Amazon has different commission prices. You know what I mean? Like, it's different for electronics and laptops versus, I don't know, whatever else people buy on Amazon.
Right. With the affiliate link thing, I would recommend when you do it to start out just posting the gear that you use to make your videos. That's actually the first thing a lot of people who are just interested in knowing or wanting to buy certain things, they are going to go off based off like literally how your video looks sometimes, like especially like the younger generation, like, oh, what camera are you using? If you just list whatever camera you're using, your microphones, your lights, whatever, just that should always be the first thing. Regardless of what your niche is.
No, that's true. Links in the description to see what we use to shoot this video.
Exactly.
So,
that's
just like that.
You just got to get used to mentioning it every time you hit record on the camera.
Or if you don't want to mention it, get your little bar at the bottom of the screen that just points and says links in the description.
Yeah.
Which is what I do. Yeah, I don't like saying it. So
Definitely make templates for stuff like that. Video elements. So you just throw it in as a lower third on whatever video you're talking about.
And it'll just you should do it, and it just points to people looking down into the thing out there. But there are other programs out there. Amazon's not the only one. Again, this is kind of niche specific, so if you have a particular niche or subject matter, then I'm sure, especially at this point, because affiliate links are nothing new, so most companies and programs out there, they have an affiliate program where you can sell their products and things for them, and you can get a commission back on what you sell people. Right. So that's there are plenty of them out there. There are some others, but Amazon is the biggest and most popular one. But there are others that give bigger commissions. Right. Especially software companies, they give some of the biggest ones that sell digital products. Yeah, it's a great tip. They sell they have the biggest commissions, sometimes like upwards of 50% commission. Especially if they subscribe to that software service,
Like who? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I just thought you had an example off the top of your head. I'm sorry.
Of course I got an example. I'm talking about freaking, Squarespace has one.
Oh, okay.
However, I don't know their requirements. I don't have Squarespace as a sponsor, but Squarespace is one. Any like software as a service program, SaaS program,
VPNs,
a lot of VPNs, because it's just that's a broad service. So
Yeah.
a lot of people offer VPN services, but that's so many, and I'm actually just drawing a blank right now. But there are a lot. And I know for a fact unless it's like your first YouTube video you've ever watched, you've seen these software services being offered somewhere. So there are plenty.
Well, let me ask you this: how, because you brought up Squarespace, for example, if you haven't seen YouTube, Squarespace sponsors everybody's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm waiting on mine. Yeah,
monetized. But if you are a small content creator under 1,000 subscribers, because that's kind of where we're approaching this angle from.
Right.
How would that be trying to reach out to get a Squarespace sponsorship?
So again, and Squarespace may not have been the best example, because Squarespace, you probably do need numbers, because Squarespace again it's a broad service, so they try to hit a lot of influencers. You know what I mean? But again, it goes back to your niche. If you have a very specific niche, then you go for a very specific company, because your 500 subscribers is a lot more attractive to a company that has a very particular product they're selling,
right,
with your very particular audience, versus again like Squarespace, who they're just trying to capture everybody, because they're trying to get everybody on earth that needs a website. But again, I'm using an example, but if you had a if you had like a service, like if your YouTube channel was about
video games, you might want to.
Video games is broad too, though.
Too broad.
Video games is broad. I'm thinking like super niche, like if you were homeschooling, like if you were a mom homeschooling your kids or something like that, like you partnered up with like a homeschooling course selling company or something like that, the YouTube would be like a perfect marriage. Like YouTube would go together, because your audience is homeschooling and they're selling a homeschooling product. Like how to parent your kids or something like that. You all go together very well. Not everybody homeschools, so they're not looking to target every influencer on YouTube.
Right.
They're looking for a very specific audience, which you would have if you had a homeschooling YouTube channel. So I mean, it's just an example, but you want to line up with these particular companies.
Okay, that was
interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next one would be crowdfunding. If you aren't monetized yet, if you have a audience of people that actually like you could go for crowdfunding. People that actually want to support you. If you're dealing with a topic that's emotionally charged, whatever that subject may be, people may want to stand behind you and support you with their pocket books, with their wallets.
Or even you just have entertaining content. Certain crowdsourced websites you can use, or like Patreon.
Right. Yeah.
Patreon is a website where you can basically upload or even backlog all of your YouTube content or whatever social media content, and you can just put it behind a paywall, monetize it, set different tier lists, and offer different benefits per tier list. I have one, or I'm working on one, setting the lowest tier list is like $2, where you just get early access to videos that go to YouTube like 2 or 3 weeks later. And then higher tier lists where like for $20, $30, $40, $50, $200 you could have a private podcast session with me, or a monthly call, or member shout outs and things like that. Certain things you do like that. And we talked about this a little bit before in the pre-show. Like, you can use other things like GoFundMe, crowdsourcing sites, like GoFundMe, Kickstarter, things like that. But those are more campaign based and based off actual tangible products or digital products you can create versus a YouTube channel. So just do your research. The biggest thing for YouTubers is Patreon. There is a certain way you should go about doing it. You should have a certain number of subscribers and XYZ on your channel, a certain amount of content before you do it. But it's good to set it up in the beginning and just have it there for when you need to use it.
Right. Another one I used in the past was Buy Me a Coffee. It's a website, and it's basically it's a very small donation amount, where people technically can just support you in the price of buying you a coffee. So it's like $2, $3, $4, $5, and they send it to you just a support for your channel. Again, these things aren't for everybody, but they work when you have a specific niche. If you're talking about something people are passionate about, or people just really like you,
True.
which happens.
True. And the biggest thing, especially like with all these money making tips, a lot of it is going to be based off you and your personality and the content you create, and just how genuine you come across.
Yeah, and what problem you're solving for people.
Exactly.
You know? Like, honestly, I think what you do is subject for support, you know, because what you talk about on your channel, like a lot of people, that's a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. You know?
And I'm learning that,
especially our age.
Right.
You know, younger. I hate to like keep aging us like we old, but you know, yeah, it's cool now to be a nerd. You know, people when we was in high school, it was not cool to be a nerd.
Even though, and I realized this because I think I told you this story, but like even the people that was picking on us for liking like Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff, they were secretly going home watching.
Of course, you know, like, of course they were.
How did you know to call me Majin Buu if you're not watching Dragon Ball Z?
But dang, man, we gotta laugh at our
pain. Evil soul.
Yeah, I called you that a few times. That's funny. So yeah. So yeah, man, you know, yeah, depends on your subject and stuff. So
that was real quick.
Next idea is post on multiple platforms and make sure you follow their guidelines and rules and whatever for monetization on them. Because
follow those policies to the letter if you're going to post the same content on multiple platforms. Please make the content just so slightly different, so it's not just a personal tip, so you won't have to go through what I'm currently going through. See the other video for details.
Hey man, Facebook is different. Instagram is different. People sleep on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is different. YouTube is obviously different. Like all these platforms, people go to them for different reasons. People are on them for different reasons.
Correct.
And I'll admit I post to multiple platforms, and I'll admit I'm split on how should I even approach them because it's a lot of work just posting to the different platforms, especially if you were to tailor it to the
platform, which is really hard to do. It
is a little tricky.
TikTok has different requirements for their videos than Instagram and Facebook, and yes, you can share the same 1 minute short across all the platforms. That will get you in trouble eventually.
For some people, I haven't gotten in trouble yet. I haven't gotten in trouble yet. You know, and one of my channels is very sketchy, and I don't even know how I haven't even.
I know it, and I looked at your channel and went, "How?"
I don't know. Like it's a sketchy channel.
It's very sketcy.
Yes, it is. You know, and I don't even know how I didn't get.
And it's monetized.
It's crazy. It's still making money. Yeah, I gotta check the other last month. But anyway,
was it nice? Were you able to pay a bill?
No. It was a nice night out, maybe a dinner or something, but it wasn't like enough because you got to make at least $100 for them to send you a check. So it was a long time. I'm just waiting for the number.
Do direct deposit or something.
I meant direct deposit,
okay, I was about to say.
Once it still has to reach $100. So.
Yeah, I know.
And if anybody that's newly monetized knows, your first check probably ain't gonna be $100. You know, you're probably gonna take even if that's why I caution people about that are rushing to get monetized because a lot of times, especially when you don't even know what your videos are worth. Because they don't show you until you get monetized.
Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry, because I'm literally at this step.
Yeah.
So let's say I had $101.
Yeah.
And they deposit that to my account.
Yeah.
I won't get $101.
You get $101. Yeah, you have to meet at least $100.
Okay.
That's the minimum.
You can set it higher. Saying that they will take taxes or something out of it.
Oh, dang. You know what?
Because you still have to pay taxes on it when you do your taxes.
You do. You know, that's a great question, which I don't have an answer for. Again, these are ways from new creators, and I only got that one check. I don't know if they took the tax because the amount on the app actually showed like 139. I think that's what the number was, like 139, 140 or something like that. And I don't know if they like waited to that and then took the taxes, then sent me that check, or they just sent me what it was, and I'm responsible for the taxes. It's so low, I didn't pay a lot of attention.
I think you're responsible for the taxes because the way I understood it, YouTube take their money as soon as it hit your account. They take
that makes sense.
30, 40% or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You don't even see that money. Like literally in your app, it will say you made $1.39. Like, but how did I make $1.39 when this thing I got $1.39 from is $2.99 or $1.99?
Right.
So they take it out before you even see the money.
Before you even see it.
But you still have to pay taxes on it. But I was just asking that.
No, it's a great question, which hey, I wish I had an answer for, but I didn't even like really look at it. I was just happy I made some money. Again, this is by new creators, so we don't have all the answers. We're just we're sharing it for the people behind us in line, you know, But I don't know. It's a good question, man. I don't know. But like you say, since they take their money off top, it's probably what you see is what you get. You know, since they, like you said, they take theirs off top before you even see it. So yeah, making sure. Oh man, posting on other platforms. All right, that's how we started at.
Yeah, sorry.
So it's all good. So yeah, man. Because like other platforms have different requirements. Because I'm posting a lot on Facebook too, and
Are you?
Yeah, and because I use the Business Suite app, and that's why. That's one of those biggest struggles. In the other video, check out the details of just maintaining a consistent upload schedule. Is tough for me because it's just. Because on upload day, it's like, all right, time to upload. And it's like you upload to YouTube, then you upload to TikTok, then you upload to Instagram, then you upload to Facebook. Or in my case, I use the Business Suite app, the Meta Business Suite, and it's like Facebook and Instagram. And in Facebook, where I started at, Facebook has different like requirements, you know. And I've heard other creators mention it. Like they get paid way more on, let's just say Facebook than they do Instagram, you know, or TikTok versus whatever. Like different platforms will just work for different people, depending on the content that you have.
Right.
And that's different for everybody, you know.
True.
So that's why I'm a little torn, because some people say post on different platforms, and some people say focus on one, you know. And I don't really have an answer on how I feel yet. Again, we're still kind of new to this, but you post a lot on TikTok, right?
I do post a lot on TikTok.
Are you monetized on TikTok?
No, not because I'm not in the creator fund. You got to have 10,000 followers, and you have to have 100,000 video views in 28 days to be monetized on TikTok.
28 days. Damn.
I know. I'm like, God.
Oh, well, you know, YouTube's is more than that though. So I guess it's lower.
No, you got to have 4,000 watch hours.
That's right, before that
within a year.
I'm thinking the 10 million shorts. I didn't think about the watch hours.
You got to be a god to do that with just shorts.
There are people doing it, man. It's an art to it, but you know, some people just focus on the shorts. But I like the long forms.
I prefer long form too because I get enough shorts off TikTok. But anyway, going back to it. But yeah, different platforms require different requirements, not only to be monetized, but some even will have different video requirements too. Like I've been making shorts with CapCut and trying to, you know, I'm sure you see my shorts. You're like, why is it on YouTube it looks like this, but on Facebook it look like this? The aspect ratios are slightly different on the different things. That's has nothing to do with making money. Just something I noticed.
Yeah.
To the question that's kind of in the air, do you focus on one platform or post on multiple platforms? I guess it just depends on what it is you're doing and how you're going about doing it. If you are going to post on multiple platforms, focus on the platform you're trying to get monetized first.
Yeah. Because
then you're going to have validation issues when you try to get monetized, when they see that you're posting the same content on other platforms. Especially if it's YouTube.
YouTube is finicky.
YouTube
the problem with YouTube pays people. It's just the problem with YouTube for me is when something goes wrong. Like YouTube's fine when it's fine, but it's not even a YouTube issue, because I don't want to call out YouTube. I like YouTube, I genuinely do, but it's all online things nowadays, right? All these online platforms and things. When things are working fine, they're working fine. But it's like as soon as you get an issue, it's just hard to get somebody on the phone. It's hard to get somebody to respond to an email in a timely manner. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like insurance companies. You know, it's like they're great at accepting stuff, but when you need them, it's just like, oh, their phones don't work. We don't know how emails work. Oh no, you know, it's like, okay, anyway. But
everybody on holiday.
Yeah, it's like it's a 24/7 holiday at these online companies when you need help for some reason. But
as long as you making the money,
right? All good. Right, yeah. Then it's fine. It's like, oh yeah, we're open. Come on through. But yeah, man, make sure you post to multiple platforms. For me personally, I focus on YouTube. Personally, I focus on YouTube, and everything else just kind of falls in place where it may fall. You know, because I post. I'm even using a program to post. I'm using that to just post, and it just kind of just does what it does. But I focus on YouTube. Like I have the Studio app on my phone, and I'm actually checking the analytics and stuff on that. I don't look at Facebook. I don't know really. I mean, I look at it vaguely. I know what's going on sometimes, and whatever happens just happens. Instagram, same thing. TikTok, whatever. You know, but my focus is on YouTube. And to be honest, I think for most people that are busy, unless you're just doing if you're just doing social media 24/7, 365, that's your one source of income. For most of us, we're busy. I think you should just focus on one, because it can be a little overwhelming looking at all of them, you know, trying to keep up and change things for each little one, you know.
Yeah.
If you've got the time and the drive, go for it. But for most of us, just focus on one.
Yeah.
And if you can, trickle down the rest of them,
Trickle down. That's a good way of saying that.
There you go. Pick one. If you got the time and energy, maybe two. And from there, whatever happens with the rest happens,
To that, I want to say, you also have to understand, like, with the exception of Meta, because of Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same company, all these social media platforms don't actually like each other.
They don't.
And they are in competition with your engagement and your attention span. So, like, YouTube is focusing on shorts because their main competition is TikTok now.
Right.
Facebook is where content goes to die. Or, when my mom finally sees the latest trends 6 months later.
You think so?
I know so. Facebook is for old people.
I think Facebook is getting better. From what I heard, I think it's a platform that I think a lot of people had that mindset. So Facebook gets slept on.
I agree Facebook gets slept on, but Facebook does serve a purpose because depending on how you set up your algorithm or your timeline there, Facebook is a place where you just go to not be around all the other crap that's on social media. I feel like. Because I use my Facebook mainly just to promote me, my brand, and my business. Even though I follow everybody from high school and stuff like that, I'll see their posts and stuff. I mainly focus on the groups that I'm in on Facebook and things like that.
Marketplace and the groups.
Yeah, the marketplace thing, which is that's really cool to get stuff from. Instagram, I don't even pay attention to the Instagram analytics. Facebook automatically just dumps everything I put on Facebook to Instagram. It's just a convenience factor. Yeah. Not even trying to get money from there. TikTok is a hellscape.
It is. I'm not a big fan of TikTok. But it's cool, but it's just not cool for me,
I get it. I get it. You can sit there and try to focus on one thing, and your For You page will become highly divisive very quickly.
It will, I didn't even mean to say that because I like TikTok. I think it does. I think it's a reason why they're trying to get rid of it because it does serve a unique purpose.
They're trying to get rid of it because they don't own it. It's not an American company.
Well, that too. And I will admit, you just see content on TikTok you won't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some unique stuff on TikTok. So that's why I didn't even mean to say I don't like it. I do like TikTok. Just as a creator, though.
Right.
It's just not my favorite. Anyway.
I get that. I do get that.
Selling digital products or courses is another way to make income,
Yes.
Again, it kind of goes back to your niche. Whatever your topic or subject that you're talking about will determine what kind of products or things that you can sell or offer to people, And a lot of times I know, especially us as artists, if you are artists, you may not be, but, a lot of people get on YouTube not to sell, so it can be a little tricky, to having to sell to people. But I think if you can just think of it as I'm helping somebody, you know what I mean? Like, even if you are trying to sell or whatever your mindset is, I think if you can go in there just knowing that you're actually going to try to help somebody, like, don't try to think of it as I'm trying to snatch every dollar I can out of every person on earth. It's like, I'm here to help, like, especially if what you have to offer is something good, because I was thinking myself of just creating a video podcast course, you know what I mean? Because I may not know a lot, but I do have put a few podcasts together, more than I think the average podcast don't go past 2 episodes, so I think both of us have a little bit of knowledge in that department. So I was like, I could definitely teach somebody on that, and I want to help. And then I'm not charging.
Like a good idea.
I think so too. And I wasn't going to try to charge $1,000 or nothing for it, but it'd be nice if I could make a little penny, and I would want to make it very helpful for people, and and that just goes to my niche. But whatever your niche may be, if you can just digitally offer some sort of service to people, I think will help them, and help you.
Yeah, no. Just a side note, that is actually a really good idea because podcasting is not only a really low bar to entry type of hobby that people try to do to create content. There are a ton of podcasters. There are a ton of podcasting platforms. Podcasting is one of the. It's weird to say this oldest form of entertainment on the internet. Actually, it's the radio of the internet, and one of the more freer places where you can still hear and value other people's opinions. So I think that's a really good idea. You should do that.
I think so too. I got the outline. I just gotta shoot it.
I'm gonna actually hold you to that one.
No, I appreciate it. I need a little accountability, man. So I appreciate it. Yeah, please do. But yeah, man, I don't think it's as hard as it may sound to a lot of people because you can use a lot of outside services to kind of get the skeleton of these products put together for you. You can use Fiverr, use ChatGPT. I know people hate ChatGPT, and then whenever you hear the word AI, but it's good at just putting like the bones together. You know, I'm not saying, because that would be cheating yourself and your audience. You just you use ChatGPT to write an entire course, which you could.
People do do it.
You could do it. ChatGPT, man, is a kind of scary how great it is.
So, and I've been starting to use ChatGPT. I've been starting to use ChatGPT myself, and I'm just like, Christ, what was not using this earlier? Like, my descriptions are better.
Man, ChatGPT is amazing.
Oh my god! Like,
so it is very tempting to have it do everything for you, which it could. So
I'm gonna be honest. That whole AI thing is a podcast by itself.
It is, man, because it is scary and how well it can put some things together.
Not only is it scary, but I just personally, again, another tangent. I feel like it's killing the creative process because of how people are using it.
I think so. Yes and no. You know, it is. No doubt, it is.
Because look at it like this: a lot of the Gen Z, Gen Alpha kids, they are growing up with ChatGPT. The biggest thing in middle school and high school now is kids just ChatGPT all their projects and things like that, and not using it as a tool. They're using it as the means to get stuff done. That's hurting the creative process by itself, as well as tarnishing AI in the way how we should be using AI.
You're not wrong, but I'm being hopeful, and I'm just believing that people will. I think, I'm being hopeful. And I'm just thinking that maybe it'll just become a tool, because as it continues to grow, we have to find a way to combat it. And there are tools out there that can read AI generated content. So hopefully the teachers are knowing these things and using that to read it and be like, hey, this is not even real, And I think, as usual, like anything in life, the best will rise to the top. It's like all that AI generated stuff. I want to be hopeful, but man, people really like AI stuff though. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
It reminds me of, and I'm sorry I'm about to date myself and age myself, but it reminds me of when Wikipedia came out back when we were in high school.
Yeah. People were scared of that.
Yeah, they were scared of that, and teachers were saying like, you can't use Wikipedia or the internet in general as a source, and now they have changed the rubric on how you do bibliographies and things like that, and they allow Wikipedia and other internet sources and things like that because the internet essentially is a library. But back in my day, we were not allowed to use internet sources as cited material for projects and things like that, and I'm used to just having to do things manually, and now that I see kids just ChatGPT, write me a thesis paper, 500 pages on water or whatever dumb crap or whatever. And I'm just like, they definitely should be using ChatGPT in high school and middle school. But tangent, that was a tangent.
No, I get it. No, I understand, man. It is. I'm just being hopeful. We got way off subject, but you can use it to create the products. You can use it. I would not recommend using it to write everything, but just as a jumping off point,
a template,
something to get you started. I would recommend that. Okay, using YouTube as a platform to show off your skills as a freelancer. And this is our last one too. I think it is. Using YouTube as a platform to show off your skills as a freelancer. So if you, I guess in my particular case, if you're a photographer or you're a videographer, creating a channel based off showing people what you can do. And then, which is another reason why I recommend so many people do start a podcast, because I just got started, and people have already called me and I've connected with people, just over the short time I've done it. So I can imagine people that's been doing a podcast for years, the connections they've made, the people and the connections and the networking they've done. So yeah, you can use it as basically a video portfolio of what you're capable of doing. If you do arts and crafts, you can make a YouTube channel showing your arts and crafts, and then in the description, you put links to your online store or something like that.
Right. I agree with what you're saying, using it as a platform to showcase your skills. But even if you are just kind of just making content, and somebody likes your content, they like how you edit your videos, they like how you use X, Y, and Z. You could still get some gigs and stuff off of that too. And what was I said in the pre-show? Commission work.
Oh, commission work. Yeah.
Using your platform to get commissions. Like if you're a graphic designer, an artist, you make a specific craft or something, like you mentioned, like, you're an arts and crafts type of person.
Yep.
Just do commission work instead of like anything else. You can just instantly make money off of that. You don't even have to worry about getting monetized on YouTube or anything or affiliate links. You just, it's $200 for this commission work, and bing, bang, boom. Set prices, make a website, offer different services, always link everything back to your website. Easy. You don't have to ever worry about making money off YouTube because now you're just a freelancer.
That is true. That's why, because the people just focus on getting monetized and focus on it, injustifiably so. I think that's just because I'm victim to it. You're victim to it. We all want to be monetized, right? But just understand that you can start making money before you get monetized. Like,
you can start making money as soon as you hit submit on that email to start a channel.
That's true. That's a fact, man. Yeah. And also, there was another idea. Collaborate. I just mentioned it, but just going into more depth. Just collabing with others. Because when people see that you started something, it's like this magical force goes out into the world and the universe. People want to kind of jump in and help you and be a part of it. You know, it's like, because even what I'm doing, I've met other videographers, I'm meeting producers, I'm meeting other photographers, people in the industry, you know, and again, I'm just starting, but I can see the potential. I can see people like we working together in the future or doing bigger things or, you know, being at the top of a person's mind, you know, instead of them calling the other person, now they may call me, you know, to do a job, you know. So, you know, like just being able to collaborate with others and networking, that's just such a powerful, it's just a powerful thing in life, you know, regardless. And like this just gives you such a great platform to be able to do so and push yourself to the next level.
Agreed. Since we talked about these 5 ways to make money, is it possible to combine these 5 ways to make money, or should you try to focus on one thing at a time?
I think, I'm going back through it. Yeah, I think you should combine all this stuff, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, it all compounds. I think you putting it all together works the best, actually. You can't do one single thing, but obviously combining them works the best, because that's where you find the magic. That's where you find the gold in your YouTube channel, when you can get the collaboration and then you can do it with affiliate links in the bottom, you know, of talking about what you and the person talked about with your collaboration, along with a digital product that you can offer or that person offers, and you can, you know, help that person, or if you get a little commission off their program or your own, and it's in the description. If you can combine all this stuff, the better, man. Like, put it all together. And then it's just another cherry on top when you get monetized, which will eventually happen if you continue to continue to grow and do better. You know? That's interesting.
Yes. I'm going to bring up a conversation we had, I think, the last week or something. You told me, you know, one reason why you shouldn't focus on the AdSense revenue is because it only equals up to about 25% of the total revenue that you can generate from your channel.
You know, every channel's different, but I've heard that from some bigger YouTubers that it's not the biggest. By far, it is not the biggest source of income for them. Like, you know, they get it the most off sponsorships and other things, you know.
Okay.
But every channel is different.
Yeah, every channel is different.
Yeah.
And then to put not a pin, but to just, I'm gonna just say like this: there are levels to these 5 tips that we talked about. Like if you're trying to go out there and get like a brand affiliation or something like that, like you said with Squarespace, for an example, companies like that look for you to have numbers.
Right, they do. That's why that may not have been the best example.
But I get what you're saying. There are smaller companies that it kind of doesn't matter how many numbers you have, as long as you have an engaging audience,
and they're the right fit.
Right, as long as they see you're the right fit for them and you can mutually benefit off each other, then you have a good chance. Like I do nerd stuff.
Right.
I can look out to like ThinkGeek, not NerdWallet, but ThinkGeek. They just sell geek memorabilia. There's a lot of apparel companies that just make third-party geek, like Power Rangers stuff. I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. Buddy of mine was telling me about a company that does sponsorships because he has it for his channel.
Yep.
And it's just 30 seconds every video talking about Power Rangers stuff. I don't know how much money he's making from it, but every video he got, that's how he starts his videos, with his sponsorship. And I was like, I can't wait to get into that. And he's not even monetized yet.
Oh, really? See?
And even, like I said, with the monetization thing, there's levels to it. If you go out for YouTube, for example, they have the beta program. You can start making money at 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours.
Right.
Because you can get memberships after that, which is basically just Patreon, but they take more money out. After having gone through it, recommend set up your Patreon, sit in the background, just keep uploading it, and then just every video just mention, hey, I got a Patreon. Hey,
why would you recommend the Patreon over the YouTube?
Because Patreon pays out more money than YouTube.
Plus, if you put all your eggs in one basket, you're screwed. You know, because if something happens to your YouTube channel, you don't have access to your members anymore.
Yeah,
I thought. Yeah, that's what we're leading to. Not. That's why. You know, a lot of people do preach getting your viewers off of YouTube. I love YouTube and I do like it, but you know, again, it's fine as long as things are fine. But when problems come up, it's hard to get things resolved. You know, so it's nice if you can just, you know, move on to the next platform and communicate with your customers or your clients, customers, followers, whatever. You can communicate with them there.
Right.
Instead of YouTube having 100% control over everything when something goes wrong.
True. That is very true.
You know, and let's be honest, YouTube has things go wrong. I had a situation where I was trying to promote a video and they were flagging it as a political ad because it was during, you know, the election and stuff. And I was like, no one's promoting anybody. I wouldn't even talk about politics. So it's like, what? So it's like I had to push it through twice and I had to they called me and I emailed them. Eventually they, you know, like, it's just a robot picking these videos and saying something's wrong with it.
Right.
It's not actual human with a brain looking at it. It's just a robot computer algorithm looking at it, saying something's wrong. And sometimes you just got to go through the process when something comes up bad.
And sometimes that process sucks.
Yes, it does. Varying experiences for everybody, you know, but yep, you know, so.
Well, since we're talking about making money off YouTube and we, between us, have a couple of monetized platforms and things like that. Right. You talked about your first check, and I'm assuming that's the only check you got.
That's the only check. Okay. There's nothing huge going on here.
Okay. But like once you got it, you saw like, hey, this is potential. If I focus on this channel and do X, Y, and Z, the next check will be bigger. Yeah. Right. So, why haven't you done that with that channel?
All right. Well, okay. Since we're getting personal, but
I'm just asking. I didn't think it was that personal question.
It's not personal. It's what it took to get there. I don't know if I just want to keep doing all that. To be honest with you, to be straight, it just took a lot to get that, and it was a fraction of the money and time I put into it. I'm not giving up on it because I actually have more videos that I just haven't scheduled to come out on the channel. I pay so little attention that I did upload them, and I can either check if they're even up there. They may be uploaded. That's how little attention I'm actually giving that other channel, man.
I've noticed because I'm like, I don't see any videos from this channel anymore. And I'm like, if it's monetized, why are you like putting out?
I don't know. I think because, you know what, another thing also, just because, so it's an automated channel, and it blew, I don't say it blew up, but it got monetized right before the AI hit of YouTube, you know, where they started making you mark your videos for AI and stuff like that. And I was noticing a downward pattern on the channel, you know, and I don't know if it was because the content just got boring but it was the same stuff I've been doing, or if YouTube just started, you know, shadow banning stuff, you know, so I don't know. And I'm kind of worried about putting more resources, information, and time and money into this channel and then not, you know, I can't keep, you know, doing this.
People do hate, like, just the average user, average viewer hates AI.
I don't like it either. However, for me, it was a means to an end because I didn't want to keep doing that forever, but I know it was a jumping off point to get things started, and I was like, it just makes it so much easier to use AI on some things, and I was just like, because some of the scripts I would read, some of the scripts I would get a friend to read, some of the scripts I would get AI to read, and like just doing it with even myself, and I'm the guy of the video, and it would just still take I got to edit it and stuff and all this, and chop out me talking about something else or getting somebody walking in the room, and I'm like, hey, you know, I got to chop all that out. With the AI voice, it's just type it in, it says it perfectly, most of the time, perfectly, you know.
Because I've heard some terrible AI English.
Again, those are not. Again, that's what gives it such a bad name because people get so lazy. I would still rewatch it and read it and go through it. I still QC check. Yes, you know, I still like quality check the video. Some of these people just give AI stuff a bad name because they don't even. They literally click the button and upload. It's like it's an automated system for them. You know, it's like an assembly line. You know, they have zero care about the video, you know. I would at least, I want to make sure he's pronouncing someone's name right, you know, the AI
correct
system.
Images.
Or getting the correct images, which did happen to me. And I was like, oh, I feel so bad about the video because I actually paid someone else to edit that one, and it was like the wrong person popping up. And I didn't even realize it. So clearly I didn't want to check all of them. But this one in particular, I didn't even know the subject that well, so when it was the wrong person, I was like, "Oh crap!" Everyone in the comments is telling me that's the wrong. And that's
kind of another thing that, and I know we didn't bring it up in the other episode that we did, but like you gotta know what you're talking about.
You do have to know what you're talking about. No, you do. 100%.
Have some kind of knowledge of what you're talking about, especially if you're going to use AI. Like even I got caught by that. Like I don't know everything in geekdom or everybody in geekdom, and I mixed up Octavia Spencer and Octavia Butler in front of a guest while I'm interviewing them, and they corrected me as we're doing it, and I'm just like, oh, I have to edit all that out.
So I feel, and it's about, because we all make mistakes, but it's about not continuing to make mistakes. You know, it's like, all right, now I just know to check this, you know, or we can't have, like, putting systems and processes in place where whatever that may be, but hey, I gotta like do an image search myself for who this person is
exactly
before I post an image of the wrong person up, you know.
Right. Have a second or third set of eyes, proofread or proofwatch your stuff too. A system, a channel admin. That's not you.
That's not you, right? Yeah, you know, because things happen, you know.
Let me ask you this, because you have. How many monetized channels do you have, or platforms?
Just the one.
Just the one. Okay.
Yeah, working on this one.
Same here, but we're in different boats and different issues. See the other video. Link is in the description for that one. Content creator struggles, or whatever you want to call it. 10 tips to not suck at YouTube. How long did it take you to get your first channel monetized?
It took
from the moment you hit submit Gmail, this is a YouTube channel, to once you got monetized.
No, it did not take a year though, but it took, I can't remember exactly. Maybe like 9 months if I had to guess though.
Okay.
But yeah, probably like 9 months if I had to guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. But I mean, that's you know, that's with a little research, you know.
That's a lot of time that you were sitting there making content, and you were investing money in this particular.
I was putting money in this channel, right? It was strictly a business. That's why a lot of things flew under the
radar.
Yes, gotcha. Because I wasn't like 100% invested in it. It was like, I'm trying to make a return on this and see what happens, you know. And it works, but
you know what my next question is going to be then.
Oh, what is it?
Have you made the return on your investment?
I've not. That's why I haven't. That's kind of one reason I've stopped doing it. But no, I haven't. But that's how YouTube works. I understand that it's a long play. It's not, right. Like, especially the first check. Like, come on, what were you expecting? You know? Because a lot of guys that I was getting information from on running automated channels, that's just how YouTube works. It's compounding. The first check gonna be small. The next one's gonna be even bigger and better. The next one bigger and better. Because all the videos continue to get views. You know? Right. And I see it now. If I pull it up now, it's like videos I posted literally. Because I started in October 2023, and like videos I posted in December, November last year still get views, and they like I still get paid from them. You know, like obviously not a lot of money, but imagine that plus the new video that came out today.
Right.
Plus you know, it just keeps going.
Like you said,
right.
If you had stayed posting consistently on that, and how long ago was that first check?
Not too long ago.
Okay.
It was like a couple months ago, because it would have been sooner, but I didn't even know my daggone AdSense wasn't set up. The Google AdSense thing. I was like, why is the check not depositing? It just keeps saying I get this much, and it just keeps rolling over next month. I'm like, why isn't anyone in there? It wasn't until this channel, I don't know. It was something I was doing. Mm-hmm. Oh, I did a promotions on this channel, and they made me go into
your AdSense. Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. That's when I realized, like, oh, it's not even set up to work. All right.
Gotcha.
Thought it was, but I guess not. But yeah. So no, but it's on the. It's one of them things, man. I think mentally I'm just kind of stretched too thin right now. I think because I'm got a lot of stuff going, so I'm just like, I just need to focus on like 2 or 3 things, and
you focus on one thing.
Maybe focus on one thing and do that.
Sleep, and then
yeah, that is true. That is sleep, because this working overnight, like we talked about, is killing me.
I like working. You know what?
I liked it.
You're right. I liked it, and now I'm kind of imagining like, what's the sun like?
Yeah, man. Especially, if you. I don't know what your dating life looking like, but if you found a significant other, then it's hard. All right. Well, when you start that, it'll be like trying to live on two different schedules. They want to go out at 1 o'clock to go do something on their day off, and you sleep. You
right, because that's the middle of your fucking night.
Exactly.
You gotta go to work later.
They don't understand. 1 o'clock in the afternoon is like 1 in the morning to the regular person.
I be preaching that like.
You can't, this is why it's tough now. Like we're shooting this at like 4 in the afternoon, and I'm tired right now.
You have to go to work tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, which is great, but tomorrow. But yeah, man. So anyway, it's just tough working overnight.
All right,
it makes everything.
So getting back to the point.
Getting back to the point
of the video. Out of the main ways that we talked about to make money off of YouTube, in your opinion, what is the most profitable and which one has the lowest bar of entry?
I think because I honestly have tried all of these. I've tried affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me about that, and
I have it on both channels, and it doesn't work as well for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried crowdfunding. That doesn't work that well for me. I've posted on multiple channels. I haven't got monetized on any of them yet. Selling digital products online, I have not done that. I'm working on it, but I have not done that. And using YouTube as a platform to show off your skills as a freelancer, I have done that. I think that's the best way.
The last one,
yeah, using you, and again, because it hasn't worked for me, does not mean that. Just I know that kind of discredits. It can feel like it discredits everything we talked about, but it doesn't, because it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
If you're literally talking about products, clearly people want to get the products in their own hands. So affiliate marketing will work better for you. Well, I'm not sitting here talking about any products. I literally just have it in the description as another way to make money. If anyone ever was curious. But it hasn't worked that great for me. I do get clicks, but no one's actually made the checkout purchase, So it works, but it just hadn't worked for me yet. Plus, if you see my channel, the numbers aren't that crazy. So,
and I think that's kind of the underlying thing that we're saying. Like, we're talking about things that are low bar to entry for anyone from 0 to 1,000 subscribers can do because you're a small YouTube channel. However, the better your numbers and your analytics, your subscribers are, the better results you're going to get from this. Of course. Again, like you said, a lot of this depends on your niche and your personality and how you do things. Because I haven't tried all of these things. I've done the affiliate links and I've only gotten some clicks and then I let it expire because I'm like, all right,
I feel,
yeah, I'm not getting anything from that. Yeah. I've done the crowdfunding thing because I was in the membership program on YouTube and I'm switching over to Patreon now as we speak. And then with that comes supers and stickers and other little dumb stuff that people can do when you're in the beta program. Like seeing those supers in live chats, that's cool, but like there's so few and far in between. But again, the more numbers you have, the more people watching your stuff, the more that's going to be. Of course. Using your platform to basically just promote yourself as a freelancer, that's just kind of self-explanatory. Self-explanatory is not the right word. That comes with the territory, because if people like your content that you're making, they're gonna like, hey, how much do you charge to edit this video? Again, I've had that happen.
That works for different folks, because what if you're not talking about a freelancing service you have? You know what I mean? Well, maybe cause that's why these different strategies work for different people. Right.
So I'll say this based off what you just said. To piggyback off what you said, so I do photography. I was a photographer long before I was in the YouTube space. I don't advertise my services on my channel, but I do make videos of me with my camera shooting cosplayers and other people doing photography things, and people have seen that. Oh, are you going to be at this convention, or how much you charge for this and that? And I wouldn't even advertising. It's just people saw me with a camera directing big shoots and being entertaining with other cosplayers and just having a good time. And I've gotten so much business off of that to the point where I don't even calculate that in this sense anymore. It happens. Every convention I go to, I've started denying people because I'm like, I'm not even coming to this convention to take pictures. So it just happens.
That's why it sounds like for both of us, that's the best way for us.
Yeah,
particularly us.
Yeah, the only thing is, like, if you're not keeping track of it, which I do with my CRMs and stuff, keep track of it because you put where this information came from or this client came from. But like, I get so much word of mouth, or people just watch my videos and then they just come up and ask how much for this, how much for that, to where I don't even like process. It's just a part of my photography business that I sub, and I'm not even thinking, I'm getting this from my YouTube channel, not from my photography business.
Yeah, right.
Because again, like people prior to YouTube knew me as a photographer. Now they know me as a cosplay photographer, and just seeing my YouTube channel just added on to that word of mouth that I was getting anyway.
Right. No, I understand totally. That's why I recommend that. Like, I think that's, if you offer any kind of service or sell a product, whatever the case may be, I think that's a great reason to start a YouTube channel. True. So if you're watching and you're on the edge, that's one of the reasons, man. Because people, it's like, it's free advertising, to be honest with you. It's just free advertising. Especially if you don't make it so businessy, like, because like even your channel, you're not like you said, you don't promote that you're a photographer.
No,
but you see it because it's on the channel. Yeah. I don't have to tell you every other 2 seconds, hey, 20% off. Hey, come by, Black Friday is coming up. Buy my photography services. It's just people inherently see it.
I should be doing some of those things.
You probably could do a little more. Yes,
I could do some of those things. You could, yeah. But that was never the focus of the channel. The channel was to just promote other Black people and people of color in the nerd space, and just document their trials and tribulations and things like that. Then I threw myself in there, like, I do cosplay photography, right? People like cosplay. I again never thought Black people would cosplay, but Black people cosplay, and they don't be cosplaying when they do it.
Yes.
But like you said, like it's when it was an afterthought thing. I was just trying to make a vlog of my photo shoot because I thought it was cool. And 2 days later, I'm like, hey, I saw this Avatar shoot. I saw this Power Ranger shoot. I saw you at Dragon Con doing this Thor. How much you charge for stuff? And I'm just like, I didn't even know I was promoting myself for that. But hey,
look at that. Now imagine if you were to, you know, you could literally set up a system, start a business. This is for you or anybody watching, even myself too, because I need to take it more seriously. I don't talk about what I do very often. I mean, it comes up in passing, like now as we're talking about it, but I'm not making a video titled, hey, look at my photography service or my video services or whatever. It just comes up in conversation. So imagine if we focused on it.
Exactly.
What would happen? It would change.
We would be better off financially.
We would be, yes, both of us. So that's what we got. You got anything else?
Is there any wrong way to make money off of YouTube and social media?
That is very subjective. All right.
Okay. All right.
I would say what we talked about earlier, maybe ChatGPT if you used it 100% to do that.
Okay. I agree to that.
That's subjective, I feel like. Because, again, if you're solving a problem, again, I'm not supporting people just doing bad things, But
you mentioned something earlier, like with being a genuine personality. If you are having AI do all the steps for you and you're not even proofreading or proof watching it, there's that word I was about to say again.
But being genuine with people, right?
Yeah. Like there's no. It keeps almost trying to come out.
Hey man, let it out.
Genuine oxygen, not a word. But people can tell that you're just being fake.
People
whatever,
can tell.
And that's a turn off.
It is, but you know what? Again, though, the root of entrepreneurship and any business is just solving a problem for people. And even if you use ChatGPT to do it, maybe the person watching don't know how to use ChatGPT. Maybe they don't want to use ChatGPT. Maybe you got access to the paid version and they don't want to access it. And what you're selling is because the paid version is $19.99 and the product you're selling is $9.99. Maybe they want to save $10 and just buy what you put together for them. So I can't even say using ChatGPT is bad. It's just
I agree.
It's about solving the problem. And especially if you're upfront with people, hey, I use ChatGPT to write a lot of this. Wink, all of this. So, it's like, hey, if people are okay with that, then what is wrong with using the ChatGPT? There's nothing, I don't think, because most things in this world are full of crap and people buy it, to be honest with you.
This is not a political channel.
Man, it's not political, but, a lot of things in this world are crap. People eat at McDonald's every day, and I'm sure it's half food. It's not even real. Exactly. It's like 90% sawdust. So people...
And they got rid of the value menu, so what's the point of going?
So it's like, what is ChatGPT really that bad when everything we consume is fake process, not real,
Yep.
So anyway.
No, okay.
I think that's a good ending point, right? Like the core of it is solve an issue for your audience, and you have to define who your audience is.
Yes. Yep. I agree.
But assuming you know who they are, and just solve the problems for them, and be honest with people.
We didn't bring up OnlyFans.
We did not bring up OnlyFans. Hey, man, you could. It's a lot of, hey, man, which is crazy because that's probably the most profitable.
I'm sitting here thinking, like I feel like we skipped a platform where people make a ton of money off of content.
Yep. You know, hey, man, I don't know nothing about that, though, you know, right?
OnlyFans is for more than just that.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, well.
I mean, people use it for, like, behind-the-scenes content. Most people use it for that. But,
yeah, you know. That would be the wrong platform to go to. I feel like just go to Patreon.
Well, to be honest, OnlyFans was not created for that. It just so happened to become that because of what happened with Tumblr and what was going on with Twitter or /X at the time. I hope that don't get this video demonetized. We didn't mention anything about the actual platform, so we should.
It'd be all right.
It's not my channel, so I don't care.
Yeah, of course you do. You going through issues.
No, I care. I do care. I'm going through issues. But yeah, that's all we got.
All right.
Make money. Whatever you do, even if it's a hobby, there's a way to make money off of it.
There he is.
There it is.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
All right.